exciting. Hello, hello. Happy Tuesday. As always, I feel like I'm kind of rolling in here. Oh, awesome. Hey, 6 peeps. Very exciting. I'm rolling in today after being in motion. I feel like that's just kind of the story of my life right now. That is how it is. Everything's in motion. Well, we're down to 3 people. That is absolutely fine. 3 people, 2 people. This is awesome. Hello, everyone. Okay, so let me join my own live stream. Actually, I will switch my account to Wallet Life so I can. There we go. Perfect. Awesome. So now we should have 4 people watching now. Cool. All right, so we got caught in this big old rainstorm yesterday driving from Manhattan to Delaware. They called it a late nor'easter. It was very exciting. I love the rain, but I know it's a little bit challenging to drive in. Luckily, I wasn't driving. Hey, Roland Holland, happy Tuesday. Happy Tuesday, Adam. It is. I feel like I always do that like breathing out thing, and I realize that can be kind of annoying, but that is how I feel. As usual, I'm kind of getting ready. So I will try to keep this, I must keep this to a 30-minute stream only because I have a meeting at 12:30. Be very exciting. So updates on the goals. It's been kind of a lot just because a lot's been happening and I catching it as we come. Jennifer, hello. Thank you for, yes, you are. You're welcome for scheduling. I try to do what I can. I think going forward, I will just schedule these for noon. My concern is if something happens, I get a sort of last minute work meeting that comes up, I won't be able to make it and I don't want to schedule something and not be able to make it. So that's my concern. And that's why I only schedule these streams with like on the same day. So I will do what I can to schedule them as far out in advance as possible. So, you see me getting ready here. All right, what's on the schedule? What have we done so far? So I did some work and for my day job, and that kind of took up the majority of my time today. So I didn't make time to do my own writing work, which is important. I did track, which is good. I tracked my income here. And I'm going live now, which is good. I did also start writing the business plan, which was a big item that I wanted to get done this week. And that's pretty important. Okay, sorry, work stuff, day job stuff. So writing the business plan is important, but that's a long tail item that's not going to quickly generate the income that I am seeking this month. So how is everyone doing? How are you guys doing with your goals? What are your goals for the week? And how are you progressing in them? So from yesterday, my goals for this week are to go live at least once on YouTube, which I did. Hey, Stephen, good afternoon. Send the business plan to my money mentor, call a lady who my mentor had recommended to me who needed organization services, and then launch a Patreon or coaching program. That's what I would like to do. And I need to add in film a video, film like a scripted video. Which will take anywhere from an hour to 2 hours. And that's helpful to have the time included in there because that way I can kind of block out what's going on. Hello, Chris Miller. Happy Tuesday. So that's what I have on tap for this week. I realize this setting looks kind of bare, but you guys want to see where I really am? Okay, so that's what I got going on here. Hey y'all, hey Steve S. I am, I'm in the instrument room at my at my father-in-law's house. He is a vocational musician who does it for personal, who plays music for personal pleasure. So that's why he has many, many instruments here. Many instruments. So I'm hanging out with the instruments today because I needed a door to work behind. So as far as getting on these goals, right? Plotting the direction that we're going to go. Okay. Yes, so calling the organizing lady. Actually, let me pop into, hello, Anthony. Good to see ya. eBay. Aw. Okay, it's so funny. Oh, it's so funny. Okay, so my mentor just asked me if he's so funny, he just sent me an email because I was checking my email for his latest email. He's so cute. He wants me to sell some things on eBay for him. I don't even know. He's talking about a Mandela ballot. I don't know what this is. And asking me to sell them for him. I'm like, sure. So I'm looking this up. So, a couple of things that I'm considering as far as business and work goes. Wow, that is crazy. Oh my gosh, insane. Okay, I'll look at his kind of request for that later. So, this idea of living in alignment with your principles as far as achieving your goals go. So, let me go back to I took a money workshop a few actually months ago now, right at the beginning of the year, and there were lists of what to do to increase your income. Oh man, I mean, obviously there are tons of directions to follow, but one of the goals is to live in accordance with your principles. And one of the businesses that I've had has been eBay, and that's in accordance with my principles because I'm listing things that I no longer use and selling them to somebody else. If I were to use this so I've been on that topic thinking about building up an e-commerce store, and it occurs to me the reason why I haven't gotten much traction there is because that's not necessarily in accordance with my principles, because I don't think that people should have more stuff. I am against having more stuff. I want people to have fewer better things and to not be sort of caught up in that cycle of consumerism, right? So I personally couldn't sell random crap because I don't think that people should have more random crap. I don't think that people should have more tchotchkes around their house. So I'm actually now looking for this list of items that I made. I can't find it to hand. It doesn't really matter right now because it occurs to me that that's something that's been missing from my current process in trying to determine. Yes. Yep. Talking to work people. Okay. Now I'm like stuck on it because I want to see this. I'm looking for this list from this workshop that I took of money principles. It's frustrating. Oh, it was so good. Anyway, I can find it again. So that's again a big piece that's been missing. Hey, Jesus. Oh, I tried it. I mean, this is, that's why you could never do a YouTube channel. Yeah, it's not easy. And I feel like, hey, Ryan Ramsey, glad you could join today. Jesus, yes, it is not easy to keep it fresh. And I feel kind of a little bit like I'm gonna say, talking about the same things over, but they're never old, right? I know for myself, I'm always reaching for new goals. And once you get to one level, there's always another level to get to. So I remember when I was a kid, when it comes to leveling up, I brought home straight A's one time. Less stuff is better. Absolutely, Chris Miller. That's 100% something I believe. So for me, building a business around simplifying and decluttering is much more in alignment with my principles. I have no idea how I would serve people and make a way to monetize that. So when I was a kid, in regard to leveling up, I brought home straight A's. And I remember one of my parents was like, well, now where do you have to go? Like, now what comes next? Like, you don't have any, there's no room for improvement. And I was like, okay. I just remember that very clearly. And I'm like, all right, well, I won't do that again. That'll teach me to bring home straight A's. But so I think I internalized that as a way to, oh, Jesus, my stories and ideas always feel fresh. Thank you. That means a lot to me. I internalized that by saying, oh, don't reach your full potential or you won't have anywhere else to go. And that's me. That's nothing to do with my parents. That was 100% me. And I'm in the process of getting over that through living, just living my life and getting over it. So that's something I am working on actively, is getting to that next level. So something else that I was doing in regard to goals was this morning I checked into Clubhouse. I had downloaded the app like a year ago, but haven't been in any rooms just because I haven't. But in the morning, what I really like to do is listen to voices, like have voices in the background. So I tuned into Clubhouse as I was like, brushing my teeth or whatnot. And I just hit this room called Money, Level Up Your Money or Get to the Next Level in Life or something like that. And it was a woman talking about how sometimes how you have to stop living for other people and you can't let other people dictate your lives. And I'm like, it's not really something that I so much have a problem with, as far as letting other people dictate my life, but it's an interesting concept. So Jennifer, what would I change if I get a do-over for the last 10 years? That is an interesting question. So in regard to leveling up, I'm in the process of figuring out, for me, it's less about doing what other people want and more about living to my full potential. And in regard to the last 10 years, what would I do over? I would actually do over a few things. In the previous 10 years, not much. I wouldn't do over much. So when I was kind of teenager, high school and college, it was just about surviving. I had a great time in college. I really enjoyed it. And then the time after college was a little bit rough because of the uncertainty. I didn't know where I wanted to be. I was trying to make money and I doubted a lot. I would have invested in Tesla and Bitcoin. Yes, Ryan Ramsey. Yes, for sure. I don't know, man. And that's the thing about a sure thing, right? If it had been a sure thing, of course you'd invest in that, but there's no such thing as a sure thing. So for the past 10 years, what I would do is let go of things that aren't working. I know it goes both ways. There's the idea that you stick something out and you make it work, certainly. For me, because I had no formal obligation to anything, Chris Miller, am I doing fire? Chris, I'll come up to that. I'll come back to that one. I had no formal obligation to anything. And for example, I stayed in a church for 11 years that I probably would have moved on from. I made some great friendships, but I would have probably cut ties a little bit sooner. And I would have left situations that weren't serving me, to which I had no obligation. I tend to hold on to ideas much longer than I should. So that's what I would do over. I would just move on sooner, I think, because I tend to either be, again, all or nothing. I'll cling on for dear life to something that's not working, or I'll leave it immediately. So I think knowing the balance between the two, Jennifer, I know it's kind of cryptic, but it's mostly relationships. But I can't complain because 10 years later, I've never been happier. So again, can't complain. Chris Miller, am I doing FIRE? So financial independence, retire early. It depends on how you define it. Am I on track? Do I have my goal number in mind to retire early? Absolutely. Am I tracking how much I'm saving and setting aside for that? Absolutely. Am I cutting all my costs to the bone in order to achieve that number? No. So I aim to balance, kind of have a healthy balance between things that I try to balance between enjoying the moment and saving for the future, which is, I mean, isn't that everyone's story? But I certainly have a number in mind, and I'm tracking my progress toward that number using my financial independence tracking sheet, which you can find in my Etsy shop, linked below, will be linked in the description box. So that's actually something I talk about a lot as far as hitting financial independence. It's exciting. Oh, Ryan, it's exciting to think about. Ryan Ramsey, update from you. You got offered a job yesterday. Would have been amazing, but they require you to work on Sundays, and that was a deal breaker for you. I'm sorry. That sucks. So Ryan, remind me, you were doing sales, right? In some kind of like, I'm going to say stocks. You were selling like a financial product. I'm sorry. That didn't work out for you. What kind of job, what industry was it in? Was it something that could have led to something better? I can understand not wanting to work on Sundays or having a day off or a Sabbath. I can understand that for sure. I know for me, and I know growing up, a lot of kids couldn't do like soccer because they practiced on Sunday mornings. So for me, it used to be a big thing for me for a while, and I go through phases when it comes to principles. For me, certainly one of the principles that I stick to is tithing. That's a big one. And it's actually something else I need to update or to increase. Somebody just left a comment on my Fire I Got Burned video, which is my highest performing video, and where most people find me, my channel, saying, oh, tithing will help you reach your goals faster, promise. And I'm like, that's what I thought 7 years ago, because that video is 7 years old now. And did it help me reach my financial goals? No, I am not. I'm actually, if anything, I'm slower on my financial goals, but not because of tithing. Has tithing increased the quality of my life? And is that a principle that I am very, very thankful and grateful for? Yes, absolutely. So I can understand sticking to principles for sure. Jesus, they should have spelt it FIER, financial independence, early retirement, just your own idea. Yeah, sure. Yeah. I mean, it's, you know. Yes, Daryl Bratton, FIRE is financial independence, recreational employment for you. Yes. Oh my gosh, Daryl. You're going to be like playing in your empire over there. That's insane. Oh, Daryl, I love your goals, by the way. I keep coming back to that. Your 5-year goals are crazy. I can't wait to hear about your trip to Africa with your wife and your amazing empire. And I think it's amazing also that you're giving back to the community. That's very, very cool. Really enjoy that. Sav, hello, hello. Happy to see you. Glad you're here. Glad you made it. So it's I'm like sighing here as I'm thinking about things I want to do. Ah, yes. So I want to join another gym. That's something else. No, it's not here. What I want to do is join the YMCA now that we're in Delaware. So, Ryan, you're in tech support, desktop support. You go back and forth on things to do. You know you don't have to go to church to be a Christian, but for you, you have to or you won't stay motivated. Sure. I can understand that. Ryan, how old are you? Just out of curiosity. I find that as well. And when it comes to faith, I know that faith for me, faith and health are very, very closely linked. And faith and finances and health are closely linked. And everything all flows together, right? So I actually found at points that church would like church as opposed to faith. So faith for me is personal. Church is communion, the body of believers, right? You don't want to give up. Yeah, you're 23. You don't want to give up. Well, you're certainly wise beyond your years for sure. You don't want to give up meeting together. I got to a point where church was negatively, oh my goodness, so negatively affecting my mental health because I made it the center of my universe and I let it dictate everything. My sort of social circle, it was everything to me. My dating pool, which was a bad idea. It was a terrible idea. It didn't work out well for me. It does for many people, but it just it didn't work for me. But yeah, no, I can understand wanting to remain part of an active communion. And I know things, a community, and I'm rolling my own eyes at my own sort of use of the Christian lingo. I just saw the Hillsong documentary on Amazon. I saw it. I haven't watched it. It's a series. Okay, so I just got a notice. I got 10 minutes before an internal call. It's very exciting. And then I have another half-hour break and then another call right after. So that's exciting too. Sylvia, you're part of the Great Resignation, but don't have a part-time job. You're 59 and don't have the magic number saved. Sylvia, I feel ya. I feel ya a lot. So, couple things. My mom is about 10 years older than you, and she too is in a similar situation. She owns her house and was released from a job. It was awful. She knew it was coming for like 5 years and did nothing. And that's just kind of that's how my mom is. But she loved this organization. She just started working is my point. Working again. She went through like almost 2 years of unemployment. She went to Israel, came back and didn't really have paid employment. She just started working. She's a therapist. She started working with a company and she loves it. And I push her to be part of the workforce because she is so good and it's so good for her. It's so motivating I know it is for me too. I am the type of person that derives such energy from being part of the workforce. And you know, the sort of self-confidence, self-value, self-worth of earning an income. And she only works 2 days a week. But she's so good at what she does is my point. And she's never found a better job. She's never been better suited for a job. So she just started in December and it's April now. So she's been with this company for 5 months and it's great. She sets her own schedule. She sees who she wants. She's really, really coming into her own at the age of 68, 69. And it's really encouraging to watch. And I'm like, you know what? I could be like her when I grow up. So that's exciting to see, Sylvia. You'll get there. You're not alone. And if you do, you do have a part-time job. You said yes. Yes. Do you enjoy your part-time job? What are you doing for your part-time job? Jesus, you say no tithing until you're out of debt, kind of like an airplane. Put your mask on yourself before trying to help others. So Jesus, I can understand that for sure. Yes, because about no tithe. I mean, people go both ways. For me, it's not about helping. It's about helping myself. Tithing helps me remember where my priorities are. So that's just kind of my own belief is that nothing I have comes from myself. My strength, my ability to wake up in the morning, to see, to hear, to read, to write, to interact, none of that is my own. So I believe that tithing is just my way, again, of remembering what's really important to me. I added her. You understand? Yeah, that's what it is. Ryan, very true. You feel that about churches. You're extremely picky about who you can and can't pursue a relationship with, and it's tough. Yeah, dude, you're 23. I'm almost 40, and I just got married this year. Have been with my husband for 4 years, but there's no such thing as a timeline. I mean, biologically, there are things as, ideal timeframes, especially for girls. But I mean, don't set time-based expectations for things you can't control, because you cannot control relationships. You can't control. That's one thing I have learned. All you can control is yourself. You can set time-based expectations for yourself and for how you operate in a relationship, but you cannot put time-based deadlines on other people. You just can't. You know, and you know. That's something that I've learned is you know when you know. When you know, and don't try to ignore things. Sylvia, awesome, very inspiring. You like your part-time job. It's very freeing. Excellent. Yes, Sylvia. I'm with you. It's cool to be able to work part-time. I think that would be very, very cool too. Let me see. Give me one sec. Just lacking work person. So that's kind of my take on that, as far as relationships, what you can and can't control, church, tithing principles. And Jennifer, your question about what I would do over 10 years ago, I would listen and act sooner, especially when it comes to relationships. Okay, perfect. My biggest regrets have to do with relationships, and not cutting, not giving myself a gut check sooner. That's my biggest regret, is not moving on sooner. But all's well that ends well, and it did end well. So, and I knew it would. I just didn't know how. And in the middle of it, it was in the middle of situations that weren't good. That was the worst I'd ever felt. But we're on the flip side now, and we're doing well. We're doing awesome. So can't complain. All right, guys, I'm going to leave you with that. I got to hop off and get on a work call. So excited as always. It's been great to chat with you. So for tomorrow, I will schedule tomorrow's live stream at noon Eastern now, so that it's there and ready to go. All right, guys, thanks as always for hanging out, and I hope to see you soon. Bye.